Before we start the video, I want to give a special thanks to TexR71-X. He is my first ever comment and the reason why I have chosen this video subject. I know I am a very small channel, but every bit of engagement and support goes a long way. Your support does not go unnoticed. Thank you. World War II is remembered for its massive battles, global strategy, and unimaginable destruction. But hidden beneath the broad strokes of history are smaller, stranger encounters that sound too bizarre to be true. These are the moments your textbook skipped, battles where sworn enemies fought side by side, cities opened fire on imaginary aircraft, and lone warriors brought medieval weapons into modern war. Today, we're diving into World War II's strangest battles, the ones they never taught you in school. The battle where Germans fought with Americans, Castle Itter. In May of 1945, as Nazi Germany collapsed, a medieval Austrian fortress called Castle Itter became the stage for one of the most surreal battles in the entire war. Inside the castle were VIP French prisoners, former prime ministers, generals, and even the world-famous tennis star Jean Barotra. When the SS launched a surprise attack, the prisoners sent out a desperate call for help. Here's where it gets strange. The group that came to defend them was a mix of American soldiers, Austrian resistance fighters, and even German Wehrmacht troops who had switched sides after realizing the war was lost. For one day, men who had been enemies for years now stood shoulder to shoulder, firing back at the fanatical SS troops trying to retake the castle. One American officer later described the sight as something out of a nightmare, saying, "I remember looking to my left and seeing a German soldier firing beside me. I thought, well, if this isn't the strangest damn thing I'll ever see, nothing will be." A French prisoner added that it felt like history had turned upside down for 24 hours. The ski battle that stopped an army, the Battle of Suomussalmi. During the Winter War of 1939, the Soviet Union expected to crush Finland in a matter of weeks. But in the frozen wilderness around Suomussalmi, the Finnish army used their intimate knowledge of the environment and their skis to outmaneuver the much larger Red Army. Finnish troops glided silently through snow-covered forests, hitting Soviet convoys and disappearing like ghosts. Soviet tanks and trucks were hopelessly stuck in deep snow, their engines freezing overnight. Meanwhile, the Finns moved at terrifying speed, often covering long distances in a single night. They wore white camouflage, fired from tree lines, and used the freezing temperatures as weapons. Entire Soviet divisions were wiped out without the Finns ever engaging in conventional frontal combat. According to an eyewitness account, a Finnish soldier later recalled, "The Russians feared the trees. They believed we lived inside them. We would fire, vanish, and they never knew where we had gone." A Soviet survivor simply said, "The forest itself fought us." The day US pilots fought weather balloons. In late 1944, during the chaos of the Battle of the Bulge, Allied airmen encountered a new German tactic, thousands of metal-lined balloons drifting toward Allied territory. These balloons weren't meant to cause physical damage. They were meant to confuse radar, disrupt anti-aircraft defenses, and clutter the skies. But in the fog of war, things took an absurd turn. American pilots mistook many of these harmless balloons for enemy aircraft and engaged them in combat. It turned into one of the only times in history where trained fighter pilots performed aerial combat maneuvers against floating bags of helium. Mission logs from the period, usually filled with technical language and enemy sightings, suddenly included lines like "engage balloon at 6,000 feet. According to eyewitness account, one pilot later joked, "I didn't sign up to fight rubber, but orders were orders. If it flew and wasn't ours, we shot at it." Another recalled feeling ridiculous firing his machine guns at something that wobbled more than maneuvered. Operation Pastorius, the sabotage mission that failed instantly. In June 1942, Germany launched Operation Pastorius, a secret sabotage mission designed to cripple American industry. 8 agents, all trained in explosives and fluent in English, were landed on US shores by submarine. Their targets included power stations, aluminum factories, railways, and canals. But the mission collapsed almost immediately. One of the saboteurs, George Dash, lost his nerve and walked straight into an FBI office, revealing the entire plan in exchange for leniency. He even handed over the team's funds, more than $80,000, as evidence. Within days, the entire group was arrested. The Nazis had attempted to infiltrate America, but the operation failed not because of brilliant American counterintelligence, but because the saboteurs turned themselves in. FBI agents wrote in their report, "It was the most unexpected confession we had ever encountered." Dash later said he felt relief. "When I walked through those doors, I felt like I had escaped the war." The Battle of Los Angeles, shooting at a ghost. On February 25, 1942, Los Angeles erupted into chaos. In the tense months after Pearl Harbor, rumors of a Japanese invasion were everywhere. So when radar detected an unidentified object over the city, air raid sirens wailed and anti-aircraft crews opened fire. For hours, the sky lit up with explosions as the city fired over 1,400 rounds at something. When daylight came, there were no crashed aircraft, no bombs, and no sign of an enemy. Investigations later suggested the entire incident was triggered by a weather balloon and amplified by panic, stress, and inexperience. Newspapers published eerie photos of searchlights pointing at blank sky, fueling decades of myths that still persist. In an eyewitness account, a civilian recalled, "We couldn't see anything, but the noise was unbelievable. It felt like the world was ending." A gun crew member later said, "We fired at shadows. That's the truth of it." Japan's fire balloons, the first intercontinental weapon. Starting in late 1944, Japan launched more than 9,000 hydrogen-filled Fugo fire balloons into the jet stream. Their goal was to start wildfires, cause panic, and force the US to divert military resources. The balloons traveled thousands of miles, making them the first intercontinental weapon system in history. Most balloons caused no harm, but a small number reached North America. Tragically, 6 civilians in Oregon, a minister's wife and 5 children, were killed when they discovered a balloon on the ground that still had an active bomb attached. The US government censored reports to prevent mass panic and to ensure Japan never learned which balloon succeeded. A US Forest Service worker said, "We would find these strange paper spheres in the woods, like something from another world." A Japanese scientist involved in the project later admitted, "We had no way of knowing what became of them. It was like sending messages into the wind." Mad Jack Churchill, the Knight of World War II. Among all the oddities of World War II, few individuals stand out like Lieutenant Colonel Mad Jack Churchill, a British commando who insisted on fighting with a longbow, bagpipes, and a broadsword. He believed that courage, not firepower, won battles. He led daring raids, ambushed German patrols, and once captured an entire enemy position by charging forward with his sword raised. Churchill survived being shot at, bombed, and later captured. Even after being freed, he volunteered for more action, apparently disappointed the war was ending. He became famous for playing the bagpipes before battle and for using a bow to launch the last recorded longbow kill in military history. Eyewitness account, a fellow commando recalled, "You always knew Jack was near because you'd hear the damn pipes. The Germans never knew what to make of him." Churchill himself famously said, "If it wasn't for those blasted Yanks ending the war, I could have kept fighting for another 10 years. World War II is often portrayed as a war of strategy, scale, and brutal efficiency. But within that massive conflict were these moments of chaos, confusion, improvisation, and pure absurdity. Moments where the war felt less like a global struggle and more like a collection of unbelievable stories. These were the battles your teachers never talked about. The snowbound ambushes, the phantom air raids, the accidental invasions, and the warriors who refused to let go of the past. Which of these strange stories surprised you the most? Tell me in the comments, and let me know what strange moment in history I should explore next. If you've made it this far, I'd like to thank you. Your support and shared interest in history keeps this channel going. Make sure to like and subscribe to my Nexus to allow me to keep making videos like this possible. I love you guys. Thank you.